about the Red Devils. You know, it looked as though they were going to get embarrassed again at Old Trafford, but all of a sudden, they made. In fact, it was just confusing. Before you know what happened, 2-1. I was like, ah. So, what are your thoughts on this particular match today?
For me, I feel Manchester United is one team that just gives you that little 9-minute experience and football vibe. Even right from the time of Sir Alex Ferguson, you see them, the fighting spirit is coming back again. I listened to Ten Hag's interview coming into this match, and he said even from the last match when they lost, he said something about consistency, and they play really well. Manchester United play really well, but I feel they lack that consistency, like from the beginning of the game down to the last minute. And today, they showed themselves. They proved it, and they came back from one goal down, and they gave themselves the win.
Obviously.
And going to the next match, maybe there might still be that momentum, but I feel for the coach, he has a lot of work to do. Looking at the squad and the team. We know they are going through a lot right now in terms of injury, but I feel he has a lot of work to do in managing the squad and choosing the right players. Rashford has been overworked these days and is not producing results. Casemiro, not really himself lately, and I feel they should give McTominay more chance in the midfield, and he's going to do great.
All right, now let's talk about their performances in the Champions League. 2 games, 0 points, and obviously, you know, the funny thing is that, you know, I was saying something recently to someone. I said, how am I going to explain to my kids that in the first game against Bayern, Manchester United scored 3 goals, but they lost the match? Okay. The same thing again coming into Galatasaray. Manchester United scored 2 goals, but they lost the match. And this is Champions League we are talking about. And I mean, what do you think are their hopes in this Champions League?
After the game, there was a post I saw on Facebook. Rasmus Højlund, 2 goals, but Manchester United lost. Like, what's going on? What's happening to Man U? Well, the Champions League is a different ball game entirely. We all know that per se. It's a different ball game entirely. Now, the Bayern Munich match, they played really well. I was surprised they actually scored 3 goals.
Yeah, sure.
Like, the momentum was high. People were like, wow, Manchester United going to the next game, they're going to... But everything fell through coming to Old Trafford. Remember they lost the last match to Crystal Palace coming into that game. And it was crazy. I was happy they lost, Sha. I was happy they lost. But I feel they can do great. They can do better. Coming to the next match. Copenhagen next match. I feel that's... well, we can't tell. We can't tell.
Because...
I watched the match between Bayern and Copenhagen, and those guys gave Bayern a run for their money. Seriously, and we don't know football, 90 minutes. The same way Manchester United did it today, we don't know. Copenhagen might give them the same shock.
So obviously, if anything goes wrong and they lose against Copenhagen,
they are going home. they are going home, definitely. Champions, maybe they might settle for Europa. We
don't know. Europa, we're not even sure.
Europa is another ball game itself. We have different teams coming from different leagues that are hungry for this cup, and when you go there, they just mess you up as a big team.
Obviously. Now, talking about Rasmus Højlund, do you feel he's actually a right fit for Manchester United? Because that guy is an amazing player, but do you think he found himself in the wrong team?
Well, I wouldn't say no, but I feel he more assist. If he gets good passes from his teammates, I feel he's going to do great. I feel that guy is a top-notch striker, definitely. And coming into seasons, maybe he's trying to settle this season. We don't know what next season is going to hold for him, and it's just the beginning of the season. And he's putting in goals, he's putting in effort, putting in work. Definitely, before mid-season, he's going to hit the 10-mark goals. Probably more than 20 goals in the season. That's a good start for a striker.
Yeah, sure.
That's definitely a good start for a striker. We know he cannot match up the likes of Haaland.
The almighty Haaland.
Definitely. But let's just see what this season holds for him.
All right.
He's a good lad.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'd like to have you, and I'd love to have you again next time.
Definitely.
Appreciate it.